Here in verse 22, and later when the relatives are gathered around the boy's circumcision, they have to, quote, make signs, unquote, to Zechariah, confirming that yes, indeed, he is to be named John. Yahweh is gracious. And just as Zechariah and the family have to use means other than words to communicate, Christmas is God's attempt to communicate with you and I through means other than words. That's what I mean when I say Christmas is when we celebrate God's long-spoken signs becoming real-life substance. What Malachi, Daniel, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Samuel, and so many others spoke about, predicted, hoped for, dreamt of, at Christmas, God turns those signs into substance. Like Zechariah, God uses something other than words at Christmas to show us his love. He uses the most substantive thing he can. No more words, he'll send the word. No more signs, he'll send the light of the world. No more hopes, he'll send the hope of the nations. No more prophecies, no more dreams, no more songs, he'll send his son. I love how the New Living Translation gives us Galatians chapter 4, verses 4 and 5. But when the right time came, God sent his son, born of a woman, subject to the law. God sent him to buy freedom for us who were slaves to the law, so that he could adopt us as his very own children. So you might be here watching me today and wondering, does God care about me? Like, sure, he cares. He's God. Does he care I can't see my Opa or my Oma because of COVID? Does he care I can't get the marks I need on these silly online courses? Does he even care that I've had to start antidepressants just to get through the day now? Here's what I want you to feel, see, and believe from all these verses in Luke chapter 1 and from this sermon today. Christmas means God's through just talking to you about you and your pain. He's through just firing idea after religious idea at us. Christmas is God embracing the reality, the substance of this life you and I share right now, in order to stop telling us, in order to stop marketing to us, in order to stop wishing we'd get the message. Christmas is God showing us he loves us, showing us he cares, showing you, yes, you, that he cares even for you. How do I know that? Because Christmas is when we celebrate God's long-spoken signs becoming real-life substance. And church, what message should we take from Luke chapter 1? Well, if Christmas is when signs become substantive, when words give way to action, when dreams become reality, the question for us is, will our community merely hear us and see us, or will they feel us this Christmas? Churches love to decorate for Christmas. We dig out the lights for trees outside. We pull out the manger scene that Elder so-and-so made. It goes out on the corner. So many of our neighbors forget we're even here 11 months of the year. And then the change in our appearance raises their awareness again for a little while. But here, Galatians chapter 5, verse 6. The only thing that counts is faith expressing itself through love. St. Paul wrote those words to people who thought that being seen to be more religious in their actions, religious in their attitudes, religious in their bodies, in their words, was what mattered. Let me read Galatians 5, verse 6 again. The only thing that counts to people who think being seen to be religious is important? Is faith expressing itself through love? Without getting into all of it, let me say this idea of signs becoming substantive, of God moving from words to actions, from heaven to a manger, is at the heart of my recent change in venue for my vocation, from being a religious administrator to the director of a retirement community. I wanted the world to stop hearing from Jake and start seeing Christ in Jake. So when I lead a walk for our elders to keep them active, even though it's sleeting out, it is my faith expressing itself through love. When I'm interviewing the HR manager who's going to help hire all the PSWs to work with our elders and care for them, it's my faith expressing itself through love. And so many of you do this in your workplace, in your family, in your neighborhood. Can our churches find ways this Christmas to be felt, not just seen and heard from? Can our churches find ways to ensure that each of us at church feels the brotherly and sisterly care of one another this year, especially when so many of us are in need of so much of it? So how does an empty park bench at the Meadows of Aurora show, not just tell God's love? Well, we used to take in all the outdoor furniture every fall and store it for winter. So if you went outside after Remembrance Day, there was nowhere to sit, nowhere to rest and embrace Canada's fourth season. Well, this year we left the outdoor furniture out and are paying our janitors to sweep it off and keep it clear of snow. Why? So that our elders who make the right choice to be active go outside, keep themselves moving, and are rewarded with at least a snow-free place to sit and rest, even if it's cold outside. How can we go, as Mississauga Carmel Mandarin Alliance Church, the extra mile for each other this Christmas? How can we move beyond another email or another newsletter or another video? How can our words morph into actions this Christmas? What sign language can we use to show God's love for one another that doesn't use words? Christmas is when we celebrate God's long-spoken signs becoming real-life substance. Thank you for watching today. God bless you, and we'll see you in the adult Sunday school class later this morning. Merry Christmas.